Man, how sad is it to see Taylor Hall talking about missing the playoffs again? On Tuesday night at Nationwide Arena, the Devils lose 2-0 to the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Devils have now lost 8 games in a row, and ironically, that's 8 games after Taylor Hall said the Devils needed to win 5 straight to be back in the playoff race. It was a hard-fought, well-played game by the Devils, who just met a very good goaltender in Sergei Bobrovskys. The first and only real goal comes just over 10 minutes in the third period when Sam Gagner makes a pass from behind the net in front to Oliver Bjorkstrand, who scores and makes it 1-0 Columbus. That goal was Oliver Bjorkstrand's 8th career goal, and he has 4 of those 8 goals against the Devils. Talk about a Devils killer. Although this was a well-played game by the Devils, you can see the issues that they had on this play. The first issue is Nason knocking the stick out of Keith Kinkaid's hands before the play even develops. The next issue is that Ben Lovejoy lingered a little too long on the left side of the crease when the puck went behind the net to Sam Gagner. You can't really blame Ben Lovejoy too much on this goal though, because Bjorkstrand isn't exactly his guy. The biggest issue is Joseph Blandisi. Blandisi went to the top of the left circle and tried to block the initial shot that put the puck behind the net in the first place. As the shot goes behind the net and Bjorkstrand is still in the high slot, Blandisi is still in position on his guy. Bjorkstrand then floats into the slot and picks up a pass from Sam Gagner. It's an easy mistake, even ones that veterans make, but that's definitely Blandisi's assignment. The next goal doesn't come until there's 1 minute and 16 seconds left in the game when Brendan Dubinsky throws the puck up to Cam Atkinson, who scores an empty net goal and gets his 30th goal of the season. So as I said, the final was 2-0 Columbus, but it was really 1-0. The Devils played fantastic this game, and you can start with the defense. The defense was tight, forcing guys to the outside, and surprisingly, unlike the rest of the season, was moving guys from in front of the net. In the last video about the game against the Columbus Blue Jackets, I was talking about how Ben Lovejoy needs to prove that he's a good defenseman. Last game he showed that he can be pretty good, and this game was no different. With Ben Lovejoy's 21 minutes time on ice and 2.5 minutes on the penalty kill with 3 blocked shots and 1 hit, he had a very good night. Ben Lovejoy is playing like that defenseman that you don't exactly notice all the time, but is actually doing very good things for your team. I was very happy with the play of the defense, especially Ben Lovejoy tonight. The next line to talk about is the Miles Wood, Blake Coleman, and Nick Lappin line. Although the guys in that line didn't get a lot of ice time, most notably Nick Lappin only getting 10 minutes, the line played pretty well. The speed and the forecheck coming from that line was actually very surprising, and they were generating a decent amount of chances. With those 3 guys having a total of 5 shots and Blake Coleman having 5 hits, that's a fast and gritty line that can get the job done. The next line to talk about is the obvious Travis Zajac, Kyle Palmieri, and Taylor Hall line. That line tonight was by far the best line on the ice at all times. That line is getting a lot of shots, getting a lot of scoring chances, playing well in the defensive zone, and most importantly, breaking into the offensive zone effectively. In general, the Devils' problem is getting in the offensive zone. In this game, Taylor Hall was using his speed very often to break in the zone, and it was working very effectively. Taylor Hall was breaking into the zone and making 1 pass, and then the Devils could set up. With all those players getting over 20 minutes of ice time and getting 11 shots on goal, you can see how that line was playing well. The last guy to bring up by himself is Bo Bennett. Bo Bennett only had 11 minutes time on ice with 39 seconds on the power play, but he made good use of that time. Bo Bennett wasn't driving play and making big things happen, but he was slowly chipping away at the Columbus Blue Jackets. Bo Bennett was doing things like getting pucks on net and getting pucks deep to enable other Devils players to get scoring chances. So while Bo Bennett himself wasn't making the flashy plays, he was making those plays possible for other Devils players. Finally, the last guy to talk about who had an amazing game was Keith Kinkaid. Keith Kinkaid had 23 saves on 24 shots, and that's good for a .958 save percentage. Keith Kinkaid was making a lot of big saves and keeping the Devils in the game by swapping big saves with the Vezina Trophy contender, Sergei Bobrovskys. So while the Devils ended up losing the game 2-0, there's a real lot of positives to be taken from this game. The Devils played really well against a very strong team and ran into an extremely hot goaltender. This isn't the sluggish Devils team we saw in the past couple games. They actually fought hard and deserved to win this game. It's also a positive seeing the Devils eclipse 30 shots, considering in the last 3 games they hadn't even eclipsed 20. I could be wrong though, and I would love to engage in any hockey conversation. If you got anything to say, you can put it in the comment section down below. The Devils head to the Pepsi Center on Thursday night to take on the Colorado Avalanche. There'll be a video on that game on Thursday night or Friday, so I'll see you then.